Hey guys, Alec, Peirce, Scuba here at Dirty Adventures Scuba in Georgetown, Ontario, a great little dive store. This is a Sherwood regulator. This is quite a famous Sherwood regulator. They don't produce this particular model like this anymore. This is called the Blizzard. The Blizzard. This particular style is actually the Maximus, but it's the same. It's a Blizzard, which was designed specifically to be good for cold water, specifically to try to retain the diver's heat and keep it from freezing. Again, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. If you read or saw that last video I did for Jason, what was that called, Kevin? Do I need fins on my regulator? Do I need fins for scuba? Yes. On your regulator? Anyway, so this was designed specifically for cold water diving, hence the name Blizzard. And very, very popular. Commercial divers, institutional divers, all kinds of divers that dive in cold water. Sport divers and so on bought the Blizzard and found it to be a very rugged, very reliable regulator. It has several features to make it less susceptible to freezing. First stage is completely sealed. Sherwood had and still has a patented, very, very special, unique system that precludes any water entering the first stage. So provided you don't put water in from the tank or some other way in through the filter, this first stage will always stay completely dry, free from water, and of course corrosion and anything else as well. In the second stage, they had another interesting feature, which they called heat retention vanes. Sounds good, huh? Marketing, it's called marketing. Heat retention vanes. Can you get in there, Kev? And see that in the mouthpiece, this is the mouthpiece, of course, in there you can see a couple of little metal veins. I can maybe even reach in and see them? Clang them with my fingernail. You see that? Two little brass veins right there, yeah. And those little veins, they curve, they're right there in your mouthpiece, and they curve from the mouthpiece right down like this and curve around, and they attach with two screws to the second stage valve right here. The theory is that you inhale and then you exhale. The air that you exhale is going to be warm, isn't it? Certainly a lot warmer than the air you inhale, but it's going to be warm. It's coming out of you. When you exhale, that air goes against those veins, hits those veins, and warms them up a little bit. They're made of plated brass, I think, and they retain the heat from your breath. And that heat is carried down and travels down to the valve here in the second stage. And that helps the valve to stay a little warmer than it would normally. Neat idea, huh? Yeah. Whether or not it wasn't perfect, because as you know from my previous videos, that it isn't necessarily the valves or the water in the regulator that makes a regulator freeze. It is the moisture in the air that drops in temperature as the pressure drops. So watch those other videos. I'll get Kev to put a link on to the best one of those. There's a few of them. So that's kind of neat. I want to talk about marketing. So anyway, Sherwood, big company, excellent company. Let's talk about marketing. So they have this Blizzard, and it's doing really, really well. And the marketing manager, I'm making this up. This is what I thought happened. The marketing manager was called into the boss's house. He said, hey, come in here. So the CEO said to the marketing manager, we're selling that Blizzard like it's going out of style. But nobody south of the Mason-Dixon line buys it. Nobody in Florida, few people in California, because the water's cold in California. I'm not sure if you knew that. But nobody in Florida, those guys that dive in warm water, they're not buying the Blizzard. Makes perfect sense. Why would a guy diving in Florida buy a reg called the Blizzard? Yeah. So, see what you can do about that. So the marketing manager went back and spoke to the engineers and a couple of other people, and then one night he was sleeping and he woke up in the middle like, Eureka, I've got it! You know? And they came out with a new regulator. It was exactly the same, identical. See? Same first stage, same second stage, but instead of saying Blizzard, it said Oasis. Oasis. Now, what do you think about when you think of an oasis? Yeah, of course you do. You think about dry, warm area, palm trees, a pool, maybe some waves and so on. Exactly. So they put the word oasis on the front, and they started selling. Divers in Florida and all over the Caribbean, they all started buying the new Sherwood Oasis. So how did they sell a blizzard called the Oasis successfully? Well, it's really very simple. These veins that we showed you in there, they called them moisture retention veins. Here's the theory. You see, when you exhale, as I said earlier, your exhale, warm, moist breath goes onto those veins, which are cold. And the moisture in your breath condenses on the veins. And condenses, turns into water. So now you inhale a bit of water, which comes into your throat. Well, that feels good. Because you know you get dry throat. It gets really, really cold. So that moisture comes into your throat and helps you prevent dry mouth. Quite common with scuba divers, dry mouth. So now those same veins are now called moisture retention veins. Oasis. Out of here. Exactly. All the parts for the blizzard and the Oasis are identical. Same part numbers, everything's absolutely identical. Oh, except for the cover plate. Pretty neat, huh? That's called marketing. That's called effective marketing. No, there's no kidding. I mean, it wasn't illegal, it wasn't immoral at all. It was absolutely true. Really exciting. I hope you enjoyed that little story from the history of scuba diving. This is Alec Peirce Scuba here in Georgetown, Ontario, at Dirty Adventure Scuba. Talk to you soon.